Well, I guess we'll start with like a basic beat. When I first started playing drums, I used to be in marching band, so we used to do a lot of rolls, some traditional grip, um, and I just would warm up on my hands as much as possible. Do a lot of right left, even if it was on a pillow. I think that really helped me. Just that, that, and just to really to always remember to play really loose. Try to keep the technique that you've learned either in lessons or from watching other drummers, but try to remember to play loose, no tension in your arms or your shoulders or your wrists. And even if it's on a pillow, I think actually a pillow helps to get that 5-stroke roll, those little rough rolls, or even a long roll, to get that tightness and the just the independence better. I think practicing on a pillow or a really bouncy pad is really good. Good for your arms as well as your wrists. A basic beat for a basic beginner would just be to start with just the kick drum out of 4/4, and playing to like a metronome is always good. That way you can establish that. Or just start, just get your independence, kind of bounce your left foot, and then just bring that left foot in on the hi-hat. And once you feel confident and kind of smooth with that, you can just add the hi-hat at like a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop the left foot from bouncing on the open hat, and then add the 8 notes on the right hand. So and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, and then bringing the snare on the 2 and 4. It's kind of like the backbeat. And 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so that's like basic, like just to start. But once you establish that, you can just go from there and just play. And in there's like a lot of 16th note triplets. That loop feel kind of is really good with hip hop as well as rock, just to kind of to loop a track. So yeah, so the basic 16th triplet loop always helps me to get a groove established. So if I'm just going 1 and, so where that 8th note's on the kick drum, so 1 and 1 and. So that always helps me. So you can, just different grooves like that. I studied with a couple different people that do a lot of funk, like Ndugu Chancellor and some different Afro-Cuban players like Ruben Alvarez and Craig Williams, and they taught me a lot of that, like independence with my hands. So I try to incorporate that into basic grooves, even if it's like alternative rock grooves. So even when I'm playing something that's like the Afro-Cuban stuff that I would do would be like that kind of stuff. That kind of feel can be put into any kind of groove, like if you're doing and basically what I mean by that is those types of grooves are really a little bit more complicated, but they allow you to get independence with your right and left hand and your feet. So grooves that are just like basic funk grooves but take more skill, like even though I'm playing it slow, but I think that'll help you establish some kind of independence with your hands. Even though it's an electronic drum set, it's been a lot of fun to rehearse on. So I have a lot of fun playing in the group that I'm playing with now. Still Chaos, because it's easier for us to get songs done in the studio before we actually really track it in the live studio. But just trying to find myself, like in music. I've been doing everything from playing the piano to playing the guitar to even the xylophone and the marimba. And I think that's kind of like made me more of something like a musical drummer than just like a basic drummer. And I think that's helped me in good listening while you're jamming with other people. So like more of a song style drummer, song sensitive, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, drummer. So I think that's basically what I'm about, trying to don't just put in like a fill that's just like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's kind of like really kind of boring stuff. And I know you learn that in a lot of lessons, but I'm more trying to do stuff that kind of like fills the holes without kind of overdoing it. So like if we're doing like and that kind of stuff is a little bit more, it might be a little bit more difficult, but it's a little bit more interesting to listen to. I think my stuff is a little bit more incorporated with a little bit of jazz that I've heard. A lot of stuff from like even Art Blakey to I don't know, James Brown. I do a lot of ghost notes too. Like you don't even hear it, but you're not hearing it, but I'm doing it, and you can feel it in the groove, and it actually gives the groove like breathiness or like more openness, and it kind of fills the holes. A lot of this hand percussion that I've been doing, I try to incorporate that into my grooves, and doing this electronic, the electronic kit, you can kind of switch this thing up and do some different world percussion, which is kind of cool. Like I play djembe, so it's I've had a lot of influences, everything from John Bonham to, the drummer from Primus, and different drummers that are new school, even like Josh Freese or even Neil Peart, because he's real technical, or anyone in the business. Like I've tried to emulate, even if it's like hip hop loops, just try to emulate that and try to incorporate that into my style to try to make it more diverse. But really, I think Zeppelin actually started me off. John Bonham was kind of one of my major influences, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I try to do a lot more than just play drums. I try to do a lot of production with our music, at least Still Chaos.